Happy Sunday. How is everyone today? I was gonna go on later tonight, but it's Sunday. I got stuff to do tomorrow morning. I don't want to be up late tonight. Welcome in, everyone. Glad you could be here. Just a little, I don't know, quickie, maybe an hour. Well, add the commentary, maybe 2 hours tops. All right. Um, let me do something. Let me do something. All right, there it is. And you'll see why I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on the screen right now because I would like to welcome a sponsor of the program. And yes, it is, and you'll understand why in a few minutes. Please consider shopping at shopwithmanny.com for all of your Avon needs. Yes, Avon. That's a direct link to the Avon company, coded with my ID so I can get credit for it. Yes, real men sell Avon. It started a bunch of years ago. I set up the account for someone else, and it got busy, and it became an income stream. So, not ashamed at all, one bit. There's no toxic masculinity here, believe me. There's nothing but masculinity. Is it evening? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So when you do go there, if you have any Avon favorites or whatever you want to, what you buy there, you're shopping directly with Avon. I don't see any of your information. I get a notification that an order was placed, but I don't see any kind of payment information or that kind of thing. That's all stays with Avon corporate, and it gets delivered right to your door in a few days. So consider that. Share it if you like. Shop there as much as you want. I really appreciate it. And our little friend went live this morning, and well, a little while ago, I guess this afternoon, with more. She says a lot of things because her current batch of followers don't know anything and don't know any better. So I know she says that stuff because they're like, well, they're not going to check because they're stupid. But you guys know better. So that's why I want to respond to some of this. Sorry, I was just rearranging. That's what I was doing all day yesterday. Is I have a home office, and I was trying to do the workstation and the live streaming station all in the same place, but it made me it was very counterproductive. So I had to separate. This is my workstation. It's going to be there, and then opposite is where I have the lights set up and stuff for the studio. Just in case you were wondering, I was doing that all night yesterday as I was watching the Spurs win. I don't care. I don't like the Spurs. I'm from Chicago. I'm a Bulls fan, but the Bulls suck and they're out of the playoffs, so I don't have a team to root for anyway. Um, but all the crazy people came out honking they do a thing called a pitada, like a parade, like a celebration parade. Everybody comes out to, in this case, it's Southmost Avenue, honking the horn. We got their flags and their banners, and everybody's cheering and happy and crazy, and it's peaceful, mostly peaceful. It's peaceful, and they have their good time and stuff, and they make a lot of noise, and that's cool and stuff. I just find it very annoying when it happens too often. It's like at least wait till they win the championship and then go and celebrate. But oh well, to each their own. But congrats to the San Antonio Spurs, and if that's your team, congrats for that. Also, any of you have children that are graduating or family members graduating, either from high school, elementary, or college, or whatever? Congrats on that. Um, I'm not a big fan of congratulating that, especially high school. Personally, I find high school. I mean, I think it's a waste of time in a way, but it, how do I say this? I don't think it should be congratulated. I think it should be expected. That's just part of life. Get through it. You know, get into college and then finish that. Well, then we can talk about celebrating. But that's just my opinion. No offense. Want to come at me with insults? That's okay too. That's just how I see it. It's almost one more participation trophy, if you will. Like I don't think there should be a I don't know, between eighth grade and high school, like just a part of life. Right now, it's just a part of life. It's the law, kind of. Just get through it. You're expected to get through it. And speaking of that, are you aware California spends the most per child in the education system, but they are the worst when it comes to percentage of kids that can actually read, that can actually do math? Texas, I think Alabama, Mississippi, if I read those right, are way above kids that can read and write, do math, while spending less per child than California. But does that surprise us? Is California? I don't know. I think Spencer Pratt would be a breath of fresh air for California, for Los Angeles, and I hope he wins. I think people are getting sick of what's going on over there. People were sick to find out what happened, with the wildfires that burned so many homes and left so many people literally homeless. And something could have been done about it. And now this big reservoir, there's a big reservoir. I forgot where it's at out there. It was empty. Well, it got filled up. 6 months after, it got filled up. And now it's leaking, so they have to drain it again. God knows how long that's going to take to fix, and it's just a huge mess. But I don't want to get too much into that. It's a different program. But I think Spencer Pratt. I don't know. I think people like him. It's kind of like the Trump thing. He was on a reality show. He's a celebrity. And over there in California, they like that kind of stuff. If you're a celebrity, that's going to help you. And but I think there's something genuine about him. And every time he does a live interview on TV, they try to discredit him. Oh, you didn't live in, especially TMZ. That was pissing me off. Well, you say you live in a trailer, but you don't actually live there. And he's like, the trailer is where my house used to be. This is my house. Oh, but you've been staying at the hotel, whatever. It's like, I stay there sometimes, but this is my house, which is not here anymore. Oh, but you've been telling people that you live at the hotel. It's like why are they doing this? It's like everybody wants to cut him down, but he's holding his own and he's doing well. And I hope he wins. I think Los Angeles needs somebody that gives a crap and is not interested in just finding an income stream from being mayor. You know what I mean? So, having said all that, I think it's time for a video. Let's get this thing started. It's 5:43. Welcome everyone. If you haven't, again, before we get started, Manny behind the mic, MIC. This is at Facebook. Give me a follow if you would. And you can follow my YouTube page. It's at Manny's Hard Truth. You can find that in the search just as easy. Again, any of your Avon needs, or if you know anybody who likes Avon, uses it, would be interested, that's the link right there. You can I'll pop it in the comments to make it easier. And let's get this thing going. Let's see what Little Miss Thang has got to say. That's her music, by the way. And I'll turn that down because I don't want to get copyrighted for that stuff, which can happen. The music I play, there's a service that's subscribed to that's licensed music that's paid for. So let's see. All right, Chrissy. Nope, you made it. You made it. What's for dinner? I got to figure out dinner. What's for dinner? Or better yet, who's buying? Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, come on with the music. It's okay. She's gonna say they get mad when they play music. They get mad. I'm like,
thank you, gracias. I love y'all so much. I knew that there was a glitch. I knew it. I love y'all so much. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me pull over just real quick in just a second. Right now. Thank you. Thank you.
Where's my fucking money?
Thank you. Well, repost it here, Beverly. Right now I'm going to be able to stop, and I can't do that. In fact, let me stop right now. Perfect.
well, let me reset this music.
One second. Repost it here.
Thank you, 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 thank you.
Just to add to all the thank yous happening right now. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, she's got to put the little thing there that the hateful man and the other woman share her videos. I never hid who I react to.
No, I didn't see.
This is Vanessa Tijerina.
You can post it here. Post it here. No, you can post it in a comment right here. Thank you, Edna. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you. Caroline Vasquez says, with the new elections coming up, do you think you could get justice? Well, the thing is, I am going to get justice. I am. I am. I've proven it so far, and I am. I am. I don't think anybody realizes this. Hello. My name is Vanessa Theodina, coming at you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. And I just wanted to make this video real quick, right? This is a survival page. And I am probably the most prosecuted woman in all of America.
In all of America. The most prosecuted. She usually says persecuted, but either one. Delusions of grandeur, although that's not something I'd be proud about, but it's not true. I bet all of us can think of some women that are, in real deep crap, especially in the news. So, yeah. Most of America has no idea who she is. The further you leave this RGV circle and get further out, the less people know who she is.
It's the truth. And what hateful people don't like,
I can't roll my eyes any harder. They'll get stuck up there.
I have hateful people from the public, not just the people that are in power, that I just happen to piss off because I didn't like whenever I believed 4 of my children, and I did what every parent does to advocate, and every level of government failed them. And on top of that, it was a small Texas town, and so the family members and friends of the people who were harming my children weaponized law enforcement, and they were so willingly offering to. They were so okay, because we live in an area of Texas where you all call it the good old boy system, and we call it the compadrismo system, which works based on you're not going to get justice, especially in the kind of area where I live in, unless you are connected. Unless you are connected to somebody, right? I have a problem with that, right? And they don't like that I have a problem with that. They also don't like that I have a problem with them not following through with their duties, right? I also don't like that they have a problem with me not pleading on things. You're gonna arrest me? We're going to a jury. That's what's gonna happen, right? My most serious one that people give me a lot of hate for, and they want to judge me for, was one in which officers were caught red-handed planting evidence in my car.
You know what? I'm going to let her finish a little more. I know this is a broken record, right?
But the hate pages won't tell you that, right? And then there was another one that they, it was my first indictment by the first district attorney, who I increased voter registration, increased awareness, and did my absolute very best to get him voted out, and I accomplished that. I did. All right? I did. And, let me make sure that I don't forget everything that I want to say in this short video.
I just got a text message. I guess the phone number I have now used to belong to a guy named Pedro. It's fucking hilarious. Pedro, we're all in to elect James Tallarico and help Democrats flip Texas in November. Can we count on your vote for James and Democrats? And I'm going to capitalize F-U. Okay, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm saying. So I sent that and stopped to quit. I hope you guys are not voting. This Texas people, I hope you're not voting for this guy. Seriously. But we can talk about that later. Yeah, vote for Pedro. Don't vote for Tallarico.
The first indictment that I had, right, for welfare fraud, right, those charges were dropped.
Eh. Wait a minute. Where's my little guy? Here he is.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
In court documents, in the docket, it says a deal has been reached. What has to happen in order for you to make a deal? Anyone? Anyone? Do I need to find you that screenshot? I can do it if you guys want to see it.
They were dropped. What people don't know is that that was my first indictment, and it was done by a district attorney who 6 months after he lost his election, and he lost because of me. The other one barely won. The one that's doing this to me right now, she barely won. Barely. And I've even offered just to remind people of Willacy County how powerful they are with their vote. I will even offer to help that man be reelected. Because honestly, whenever people, the chances of you doing something really corrupt after you've already been booted out and then put back in are lower. Yes, that's how much I believe in the power of people. Good people. Yeah, I think this district attorney, yes. So anyway, thank you. So that first indictment was put together by that first district attorney who didn't want to help my family. No. And whose assistant district attorneys were helping out all of the bullies and their parents. So it was just me against all these people in power, and me against a whole fucking community of people from the public that thought that they were better than me and that they could judge me. Knowing full well that they would never be able to survive not even one of the things that I have survived. And they would never ever have the strength and the bravery to do anything that I've demonstrated doing. But they judge me. They do. So, hi there, Miss Carol Smith. Thank you. Hi there, Miss Brown. So, I just want to remind everybody that on the last hearing that we went to, I mean, I don't know why the hate pages don't tell you this, no witnesses showed up. That indictment was dismissed by the district attorney.
She's talking about the food stamp fraud case. So they line up witnesses and everybody's ready. But guess what? If you make a deal, you're circumventing that and going right to making a deal because you have agreed to something and you have pled something. The only reason there would be a deal would be if you pled guilty and then something has to happen for them to accommodate you. Okay, I'll plead guilty if what? Well, what if I pay all the money back or whatever the amount you agreed upon to pay the money back? Okay, plead guilty, pay back blah, blah amount of money, and then we'll drop it. And then you're good. Yeah, that's what's happening. I'm looking for that screenshot.
And only when she found an opportunity and a witness to say that there was new information did she re-indict me on it. She re-indicted me the same year that she failed to convene a grand jury so that a grand jury could get a true bill on the person who wound up being my biggest aggressor during the torture of my face. This district attorney has consistently demonstrated with no fear of consequence. None.
Yes, that's correct. Correct, Paul. Or pleaded to a lesser charge. Some kind of a deal. Some kind of a deal. Yes, correct.
She has consistently demonstrated a violation of her ethical duties and her professional duties. It's a clear-cut case of vindictive and malicious prosecution under the color of law. And because they worked with more than one agency, that is one of the stipulations under the 1983 color of law abuse code. I love you. Caroline Vasquez says, when I first read about your arrest, I didn't believe a word they said. One said, I can tell you so much about Vanessa. I don't believe you. I said, they're bullies. She has a lot of people who are with her. Exactly. And that's why I'm making this video. So I just want to remind people, because I didn't say anything, right? That's the video that I made telling y'all that I was just really grateful. You didn't hear me bragging about the fact that not one witness showed up. You know what witnesses those included? The same people who have been witnesses in other arrests, in other, in the utilization, they've used almost all the same kind of people to make statements, to utilize every civil and criminal process against me.
All right. All right. All right. I believe in receipts and, backing things up. So here it is. Want me to read it? I'll read it. This is from March 23rd, 2026. This is from iDocket, a public record. Attorney Stephen Todd was present on behalf of the state. Attorney Louis Sorolla was present on behalf of the defendant. Parties reach an agreement. Defendant is ordered to pay restitution as set out on the record. Case set for status hearing on 9/14 of 2026, 9 a.m. Judge Adolfo Cordova, A. Cordova. And then there it is. The next item is going to be 9/14/26, the status of where things are, where things stand. So just saying that the court document, and whether they made another kind of a deal or with other cases that she's got, it's possible, sure, that they drop cases or restitution, and then we'll drop this and that or whatever. But that is the hard truth. I didn't create that. That's not AI. I didn't Photoshop that. That's from iDocket. That's from iDocket. So no, yeah, I know somebody. Zas, how are you doing? I thought she got Cordova removed from her cases. She didn't do anything. He recused himself. Not even recused. He just handed these cases to a different judge. To be frank, because he's sick of her stuff. That's what I hear. Didn't want to deal with her. He still oversees everything. He's still there. She didn't do anything. And that's a true story. True story.
One time my attorney was like, I was put on civil probation, and down here that never happens. It's a rarity. But it's me, right? And again, it was a judge that I eventually was able to prove was so corrupt that he should never hear any of my cases. He's the one that put me on that civil probation, right? So I knew that what that probation officer was doing to me was wrong, right? And she was treating me as if it was criminal probation because she did not have the knowledge, the experience, or the education to understand the difference. But Willacy County and Cameron County, I come from the Rio Grande Valley, which is made up of Starr County, Willacy County, Hidalgo County, and Cameron County. Willacy County and Cameron County are very much together, in which they share a court, the 197th District Court, and they also are the boss of all of the probation officers is in Cameron County. That both Willacy County and Cameron County probation officers fall under his jurisdiction. I don't have the article with me right now, but sir, I thank you so much for not being like these other people. I thank you so much. Because there was a reporter a little while back trying to get him to make statements, and he told him, like, she's on civil probation. You don't understand what that is, because neither did the reporter know. Literally nobody really knows what civil probation is. But at the time I had a different lawyer, and I said, I'll be right back. And she was like, where are you going? I was like, I have to go and submit to a drug test. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's for my probation. She was like, how often do they make you do that? And I said, like, almost every week. They have a reason to, because somebody called in or something. And she was like, you're on civil probation. I said, yeah, they don't care that it's civil probation. She said, you're on civil probation, Vanessa. She said, they're making you take your clothes off while you do that? And I said, yes. So my lawyer called who she needed to call. And then a month later, I messaged that man who was interviewed. And I told them, this is just an example to let you know what I've gone through. And I told him, I said, sir, how do you think
for you.
I feel whenever I found out that
Didn't she just admit that she was on probation? Like a couple minutes ago in this thing? And what does that mean? What does that mean?
that woman was there, and how closely she is related to the people who have harmed me that are also in power. And how I was trying to tell her over and over again, all she had to do is take her ass to her office and look up the code for civil probation, and she would have seen herself that she was fucking up. But she didn't bother to do that because she thinks that she knows everything, right? I said, do you know what it feels like? Do you know what this situation means whenever
I hate when I forget to unmute. I am so sorry. Freaking rookie mistake. She just said she was on probation a few minutes ago. Did you catch that? Unless you tuned her out, because I understand tuning her out. I okay, I get it. Yeah, I know a lot of people turn on the videos and they'll go and they'll vacuum or wash the dishes or wash clothes or whatever. But if you heard her, she said she was on probation. And if she's on probation, if you're on probation, what does that mean? Anyone, what does that mean? Feel free to pop it in there. Yeah. You're guilty of something. You're guilty. That means you're guilty. That's exactly what that means. So, talking to people like they're idiots, the way you're talking to your audience, this is for them. Yeah.
A governmental official makes you strip down and holds you to a process in which that is not the code for the process that you're going through. These people think that not only is it okay to maliciously prosecute me, now they've gotten to the point where they think it's okay to remove my dignity.
Honey, you did that all by yourself. You did that all by yourself. Nobody needed to help you with that.
My probation was over after that email. Just by chance. Mm-hmm. So, that food stamp fraud case, no witnesses showed up.
They don't have to.
Not one.
Well, when you make a plea deal, there's no need for them to show up. When you plead, there's no need for witnesses. Because essentially, usually, because you're admitting guilt and you're admitting to some kind of a deal. And we just saw it. Parties have reached an agreement. Defendant is ordered to pay restitution as set out on the record. They have not made that public yet, though, so we don't know what the amount is. I'm sure they're waiting for September 14th. That's why witnesses didn't show up. They didn't show up. They didn't show up. And she's gonna make it sound like, oh, witnesses were scared and they didn't want to show up. They were afraid. They were afraid because they were going to lie to me. They were going to lie to the court. That's why they didn't show up. And that is a bunch of freaking lard. Oh, wait a minute. Lard is good, actually. That's a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of crap.
Not one witness. No one. And I don't know if many of y'all know exactly how the law works, but any defendant has the right with their lawyer to confront. If you made statements to the grand jury, I have the right to confront you. Mm-hmm. I have the right to prove to the jury, how the fuck do you know her enough to make those statements? You don't? Oh my goodness. Are you a felon?
Yeah, and in reality, and I know when there is a deal, the witnesses are contacted and are told not to show up. So they didn't just not show up, like, because they didn't want to. They were told, no need for you to be there. There's been something worked out.
You mean a district attorney allowed a felon to make his... that's not a credible witness. Yes. And over the years, I have stated in every case, and this one's no new, and if I get arrested again and again and again and again, it doesn't matter. I always want to confront my witnesses. I will always want to argue the facts.
I bet you would like to confront your witnesses, and that's why you got arrested the other night. Tampering, intimidation, and you can't do that. You can't.
Always. I want to see these people prove their cases because I know they won't. They won't. They don't want to go through that process because it'll prove to the world that they fucked up really badly. I have a really good lawyer now. Like I've had really good lawyers, but I have you know, he's amazing. And so I'm sure when he finds out what this was all about, this last arrest was all about, he's gonna know, because as soon as he saw everything about all my other cases, he knew immediately that all of this was bullshit. Right?
Yeah, so just another case of they gave me another arrest. They should make a TLC special. You know, my 600-pound life or whatever. It should be, they gave me all my arrests. All of my arrests.
So, yeah, I just want to let y'all know that whole like food stamp fraud stuff and stuff like that, the way that the hate pages are saying that I have to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars or anything like that, I don't know. You know, those people don't like it. They didn't even like my mugshot. They even took off the old mugshot. They took off the new mugshot and put an old one where I was still overweight. Because they wanted they wanted to introduce me to the world as not who I am.
Okay. That morning, when everybody started finding out of her arrest, people put out a mugshot with some data. You know, person's name, where they live, what the charges are, that kind of thing. But that data sheet had typos in it, and it just wasn't. It was fake. It looked fake. Maybe some of the data in it was real, but the actual screenshot was not a real one. So, and then there was the yellow jumpsuit. All right. Well, somebody decided to not use the yellow jumpsuit mugshot and use a black shirt she had on. And that was from one of her previous arrests. If you've seen the No More Cheeseke's Lies, let me see if I got it here. Un momento, por favor. And I'll show you. Here it is. You guys, a lot of you have seen this. This is just from 9 of them. 9 of her arrests. And the one that they used was this one here. This one in black. So what I'm thinking was whoever put that out was maybe afraid because they weren't sure about the, legality of posting a data sheet or an arrest sheet or something that's public. So they decided to just maybe use an old picture and then just make a little data sheet. And but I knew it wasn't legit in some way, so that's why I didn't use that original. I didn't use those photos, those screenshots that came out, because if I was going to put something out, I wanted it to be real. So fast forward later that evening, there were a couple other arrests from that Willacy County, other things going on, and they posted those mugshots, and they were wearing the yellow outfit. So the yellow must be their prison outfit or their jail outfit for the month, for the year, whatever. Maybe that's just the color. Some is orange, right? But this is black. I'm sorry, yellow. So yes, I think that's why they didn't show all that, because they were afraid to post something they shouldn't, so they used the old picture, and that's what I think. I'm the one who said, "Oh, it looks AI. Maybe it's AI." And that's because I knew something was different, so I didn't post it, and I waited till later when I saw the photo of other people wearing that yellow outfit. So, but so what? I was just being responsible by not publishing something, that might have been, fugazi.
As who are used to be real. That hateful man is there saying, there is a mugshot out there, but it's AI generated. No, it's not. That's
Okay.
public record. You can go and request it, in writing, and you're going to get that same image.
Yeah. One, I'm not going to waste my time on her to do that. And okay, yeah, it's not AI. It's a real image. So
And what are you going to say? That is also that Freedom of Information Act request, and what you received is also AI generated? No, you're just a hateful man who wants people to believe lies like that.
thanks, Paul.
Also, the video footage of the officers that pulled me over, this man doesn't even want y'all to believe that an officer drove my car home. First of all, this man does not have a college degree. I believe he still is selling Avon or Mary
I do have a college degree, by the way.
Kay or something. This is a grown man who thinks he's very manly, by the way. And I don't have a problem saying
I think I'm very manly. She speaks like a Democrat, like a liberal. Sorry, like a liberal Democrat. Whatever.
that, because men should be able to sell Avon and Mary Kay. But the thing is that this man acts, like a little bitch. I mean, you just have to go look at his page and you'll know what his problem is with me. He's absolutely obsessed.
Obsessed. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yes. So because this man does not have,
I'm like Al Capone. He was delivering alcohol during Prohibition. And what did he say in that movie? You guys saw that clip recently, was floating around on my page. I'm responding to the will of the people. That's what I'm doing. People want to see. People are interested. They want to see the train wreck. I'm responding to the will of the people.
any licenses. He has no credentials. He has no formal schooling at all whatsoever, no formal education. Yet he wants to tell you how police operate.
Okay. Any one of you who have family in law enforcement, if you can ask I don't want to call around. It's going to be weird. It's like, you're asking what? What are you saying? It is against policy for a police officer to drive the car of whoever they just arrested anywhere. Like, and I've been told this by 3 different people who've been law enforcement for over 30 years and spouses that are still in law enforcement. They're like, nope, we're not touching any car at all. Why don't you touch a car? Why don't you get in the car and drive it? Why? Because now you're opening yourself up. You're opening the police department up. Oh, they stole my money that I had in there. Oh, they planted drugs that I had in there. Or, oh, they crashed my car. I got this big dent on the side. And now it's a whole other ball of wax. So, is it possible that it did happen? I suppose. It's not very smart. It's not very smart. And I don't know if they did do it or someone did do it. Bad move. I wonder if they got reprimanded, or I wonder if they even know. I wonder if they're, I don't know. But from the people I heard from, it is against policy to drive that car anywhere, to get into the car, unless they're just searching it. Yeah, PD are not valets. They're not going to drive your car for you.
Why doesn't he go spend the money and go request it? I would look like a damn fool to tell you that the officers drove my car home, and then you all request it, and then you see that didn't happen. No, what you're gonna see is the body cameras of 2 female officers and a male officer, and you're gonna see everything that I stated happen in the exact order. And you will see me in the back of the patrol car of the 2 female officers, and you will see them park in front of my home while the other male officer is parking my car so that he can give me my keys so that it can be part of my property.
And like I said, if it did happen, that's very bad for that police department. If that really did happen,
I have haters that are waiting with bated breath to be able to discredit me. Why would I say that if that wasn't true?
whoever drove my car stole my grilled cheese from Starbucks. It cost me $18.
Thank you. I love y'all so much. Thank you. You all do not be fooled by there's a woman from.
Oh, and by the way, going back to this, officer is not supposed to drive the car, a civilian's car. Because I said, oh, maybe they didn't want her to pay the pound fees or whatever. And they're like, police officers do not care. Law enforcement does not care if you cannot afford to get your car out of the pound or out of the lockup or whatever. They are trained to ignore, oh, you can't pay the fees. Oh, how are you going to pay for that? That's not their job. And if it did happen, like I said, if it did happen, I'll bet you that's just a one-off and it shouldn't have happened. And, she accuses these guys of planting evidence, but she's going to let them drive her car. She's accusing them of planting drug paraphernalia. A department. I know she talks about a specific couple of officers, but if you blame an officer, you're blaming a department. And now you're going to let them drive your car? I know people that hold grudges against police that last a lifetime,
Raymondville, who I've never associated with, And no, I do not know her the way that she says that I know her at all. She does, like, she's one of those people who, like, did substances and then, like, she improved her life. And so she's mad that I don't admit that I was a drug addict. And she, like, I guess wanted to take credit for my rehabilitation. I can show y'all the messages between us. I'm being serious. So anybody who believes that lady, and some of my supporters were on there, don't bother with that. And I love y'all, the ones that were defending me. I love y'all. To the ones that were neutral, I honestly, you all are good people, but I don't need that here. I don't need that here. I don't want supporters that don't have the ability to identify this is a hateful woman. That's why you can tell that she was really surprised that she didn't get the response that she thought she was going to get. She thought she was going to get a lot more hate towards me. And so then you can see her having to walk that fine line of keeping the haters happy and my supporters happy. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know who this person is. You see? Sir, why are you here? Why are you... Your brother is an upstanding member of society. Oh! The other brother. The other brother. Yeah. No, I don't know him anything. I don't know him anything. Right?
Okay, so I did catch this. And for those of you who don't know, there's another guy who goes on YouTube. His name is Jaime, aka Ruby. Ruby. Jaime's a guy, and he puts on lipstick and a wig, and he does an act. At least he used to. I don't know if he does anymore. Anyway, he's had his own legal problems with some of these people in the area, and he was in jail. And someone who watches him, who likes him, an older lady, she wanted to help him out with his bond, would give him money so he can get out of jail. So at the time, him and Vanessa were okay and friendly. Everyone knew this. She contacted Vanessa and said, I want to help Jaime. Yeah, he needs money because I know he's got problems right now, and I want to help him. Can you give this money to him? And it was $500. And she said, yes, I'll do you that favor. I will do you that favor. Do you think he ever got the money? He never got the money. He sat there in jail, got out in a different way. Whatever happened, this one never mentioned the money, didn't give it to him, didn't mention it. Nothing at all. She kept the money. $500. So about a year later, it might have been over a year. I want to say a year and a half, give or take. That lady gets in touch with Jaime and says, oh, by the way, I hope you put that money to good use. That I sent you. It's what I had. I was able to help you. And he's like, what money? And she said, well, I gave money for Vanessa to give to you to get out of jail, for your money you had to pay the court or whatever. And he's like, I never got that money. And at the time, this was last year, I think, it was a whole other little scandal. And then she went live as a guest of another show. And let her say what she had to say about it. But she didn't say much. She did say, I had the money to do that favor, but she never said I kept the money. She just said, yeah, I did the lady the favor. I told her I would do her the favor. And then apparently she talked to Jaime, and the when the lady was inquiring with Jaime, she wasn't asking for her money back. She was just asking, I hope you put it to good use. I wanted to help you. And that's when he found out. And, she never gave him any money. She didn't pay it back. She didn't give the lady her money back, which actually should have gone to Jaime. Never, nothing. She just took the money. So that's why I think it's a family member. I don't know if it's a brother. He's in her comments saying you owe him $500. That's what this is all about.
And didn't I tell you? You're a hating ass hater too. You are, bro. All right? Your bro can do what he has to do to try to justify his claims. All right? Sir, if you don't want me to showcase your kind of hate and the evolution of your hate on my page, if you don't want me to show people the inbox messages that you have sent to me telling me, I'm on your side, this and that, I don't know if you have the same, diagnosis that your other brother has, the one saying that, that, right? I don't know. That's what happens when you go live. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know if you're arguing with somebody that is untreated mental illness, because that shit runs in families. It runs in families. Why haven't you said anything anymore? What did you think you were going to come over here and accomplish? Did you not think that I was going to remember everything you've said? I'm on your side. Do you not know that I show people messages and private messages when people try to, act one way on my live video and a different way in private? I expose that. I don't know who you're used to trolling, and I don't care who your brother is, because you know what matters to me is that your other two brothers, and I'm not going to say their names, but they're amazing. You know who they are, right? One's very well known here, and one's very well renowned, right? They're nothing like you and your other brother. Zero. You all do not share any qualities at all whatsoever. None. All right? Those are the two brothers of your family whose opinions I would even care about. Not the likes of you two. Other ones. All right? Y'all, he's not going to say anything anymore. He's embarrassed.
No,
and sir, I don't know.
He's not embarrassed. He's trolling. He's definitely not embarrassed. That's for sure.
Know why you're here when you have your own shit to deal with. All right? If you're here, why don't you speak of the things that people have accused you of, which is much worse than anything I have ever been accused of. Right?
Hi, Terry.
Don't come over here like that. Don't do that. I swear to you. I'm stronger than you will ever be in this world as a man. You? Yes, I am. Okay? Right. I don't think you're going to be saying anything anymore, right? Because I'm not even going to block you, because I know that you're not. And if I so choose to later on be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do and showcase his brand of hate. This is a survival page. That means if you make me survive you, and I think that it is important that you have a novel, very distinctive brand of hate, especially the kind that where you show one face and then you show another one, in private, those are one of my favorites. I don't have no problem. I do not have no problem asking questions as to why would this man come ask me this question on my live video instead of asking these questions about the allegations or the things that are being said about him. Haven't said anything? What? Let me guess. I'm a bully, right?
What do you? What is the actual name of that? The way she is. I mean, it's almost like she's arguing with herself. I don't know. You know, she tries to play tough guy to an imaginary person on the other end of the internet line or something. I don't know. That's I don't know what it's called.
I'm a bully. The other day, I was ordering coffee, and one of my known haters, she's been here. I leave some haters here, honestly, because I gather information on them, because I know that they're consistently going to say things, and one day I will put all of that together, and I will showcase their brand of hate. Because I know that they will come back and try that. So one of them did that the other day, and she had a problem with my eye movements because I was ordering like this, and I was like, you know, looking around. This is what happens. I don't know if that person has like a substance abuse problem. I don't know if she has mental illness. I don't know if she's just not very intellectual, right? I'm a neurodivergent. I'm like 20 to 25% of any given population in the world. That means I am unlike 75 to 80% of any given population in the world. That means I'm very different.
By the way, she's live right now.
Right?
This
ADHD and autism.
This is not live, but she's live now.
So I see things in the way that I'm remembering them. So when I was telling her, because she couldn't find which protein shake I wanted, and can you believe that's the area of the country where I come from? Those are the type of haters that I have. Even if they don't live down here, I have these type of haters, right? And so she's probably been accused of shifty eyes before because it looks kind of like that, if I had to guess. She knows about that lifestyle, so, you know, she's been probably judged by that, and so she wants to judge me. And so when I was telling the person at Starbucks, well, you have 2 different protein shakes, and I was looking, and it's because my mind was looking in the fresh fruit section, the fresh options sections, to figure out where I seen it. That's why my eyes were going like that. Because I was trying to spatially recognize it. But even in the way that I explained it right now,
All right. Okay.
you wouldn't even understand. Because probably even everything I said is so far away from your level of comprehension. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. So, yes, I just want to remind people that I got in my car that day on my very last court hearing, and I told y'all that the nightmare was almost over, but that's why the district attorney did this, because she knew that she didn't want the nightmare to be over. She did it.
What?
Comprehension.
What was that? I'm playing it again, yes.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault. So, Yes, I just want to remind people that I got in my car that day on my very last court hearing, and I told y'all that the nightmare was almost over, but that's why the district attorney did this, because she knew that she didn't want the nightmare to be over. She didn't. And like with every single arrest, I cannot wait until the world finds out all of the details. Yep.
Donna, you're correct. There is one. It was a formality, but there's one. But there's not two, there's not three, and there's not 13. I can tell you that much. And that's easily verifiable.
Hello, Crystal. How are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I wanted to tell y'all this. I did not brag about that. The only witnesses that have ever shown up, right? That's because they thought that, you know, they were officers, right? But I guarantee you that they'll never ever show up in a case against me because they've already been discredited. That's why every case in which they've ever given testimony, including the protective order that kept me away from my daughters, which is no longer in place.
Hi, Dee Dee.
And
I don't think that's true. Yeah. I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree with you on that. There was a violation of a protective order. And in order for them to drop the charges or not go after her for that, they made her an offer. If you sign another 5-year order of protection, then we'll leave it be at that. And she agreed to it. She agreed to it. So something tells me that if there was no order of protection and she can see the girls whenever she wants to, I imagine she would have spoken about them so many times, you know, and rightfully so, right? You're happy to see your kids or whatever. We wouldn't hear the end of it, but I haven't heard a thing about them. So only when she speaks to them in this way.
All of that was testimony that the judge made a decision on because he wouldn't allow us to submit the video evidence of that officer planting evidence in my car. So if you can imagine that there's officers with badges, and the two officers that have ever given testimony against me are the very same ones that constitutionally violated my rights and committed a criminal offense against me, then you can just imagine the type of human beings all the other witnesses I have ever and will ever have against me are. Because that's the upper crust of the witnesses against me. Can you imagine? The most upper crust, the most highest pedigree of witness that I've ever had against me are two officers caught red-handed planting evidence in my car. So just imagine the lower tiers that are what the rest of the witnesses are made of. Yeah. So yes, for all those people,
yeah, I'm kind of listening to what she's saying. I'm not going to stream it live, and I'll tell you why later. But somebody invited her to church, and she's got offended by that. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to hear that one.
Because the hate pages will not tell you that. Nobody showed up to the food stamp fraud thing. No one.
because they were told they didn't have to because there was a plea deal.
Not one witness. Nobody. Not the people from the Department of Health and Human Services. Not one. Not one. And let me tell you something. They tried to intimidate me by having a witness list of 50 people. Nobody showed up. Not one damn witness showed up for them. Not one. Not even the witness that they were able to utilize with new information. They did not show up. No one showed up. No one. Nobody. Not even the lady that had already put 3 different cases against me because her daughter had assaulted me. Yeah, they allowed her to be a witness against me. The same lady that a district court judge told officers from the Rainville police station, it looks like you officers just did whatever that lady wanted y'all to do to this defendant. That was my very first case. My very first arrest. They allowed that woman to be a witness in so many different things. Even after that, she did that to me. I'm telling you all this, you know, so that later on people can cross-reference and be like, she never lied. No, I'm not lying. It's all true. It's all true. Okay? So I don't, you know, I know that the hate pages are out there because nobody wants to watch them unless they're speaking of me. Because nobody cares what they have to say, and they've probably always been children and adults that nobody pays attention to. It's obvious, right? And so they do get attention when people are speaking of me, and unfortunately there's a huge niche out there of hate. But for all of you people that hate me, I want you to know there's so many more people that do not hate me. Don't fool yourselves. Don't fool yourselves because you are louder.
By the way, I'm trying to confirm the actual number of witnesses that may have been on her case. If I'm not mistaken, you can count them on one hand.
Don't fool yourselves because you make yourselves known. Don't fool yourselves. Don't. But let's not get things wrong or misconstrued. If I had no supporters,
What movie?
I would still
I can't think of
be
it.
this confident. I swear. Absolutely. If the entire world was against me, I'd be here speaking and saying these things exactly the same, with the same level of passion. Exactly the same. Anita, the Texas Rangers are being influenced by the district attorney. That's why legislation needs to be changed. The district attorney has too much power here.
Sorry, I did it again. Dang it. She's got 4 kids. I saw someone posted there. 2 girls, which I believe preteen, in that range, if I'm not mistaken. And her 2 sons, I believe they're in their 20s already, older. One just went into the military recently. And the other one, I don't know, I think he got married or something.
Here in Texas. I don't know how other states do it, but the district attorney has too much power. That's why whenever I went to the FBI and whenever I went to the Texas Rangers about the district attorney before her, and I even went to the to the Texas Rangers and told them I have video footage of these officers planting evidence in my car, and they didn't care.
The video that she provided was the officer. I told this already. The officer walking it back to the vehicle. What she neglected to show them was the officer finding it and bringing it out of the vehicle. That happened first.
And I just want y'all to remember that I just said that because it's going to be very important in the near future. It is. It is. I love you. Y'all don't argue with the hate pages. Don't argue with them. Don't argue with them. They will hate you if they can't change your minds about me. I swear to you. So don't even interact with them. I promise you. Don't. It's okay. I know you wouldn't be here showing me a lack of hate if you did not hate me. Don't worry. It's okay. I don't care. I don't care, sir. Look at you. I'll even read your comment. Here he is again. I really do. If I had to bet money, I'd bet you are afflicted with the same thing that your other brother is. Here you go. I'll read it. I was on your side, but after 13th arrest, someone needs to take accountability. Sir, who are you? First of all, you're a man telling a woman.
Somebody just asked her about the crack pipe and why was it in her house or something like that. That one I will stream today. I'll do it later.
To take accountability for something. Second of all, one of your brothers, who I highly respect, is an attorney. He's a defense attorney. You know what he would tell you if he knew you were doing this? And I'm going to screenshot it and send it to him. Okay? Don't bother deleting it, because I'm still going to send it to him. Your brother is an officer of the court, right? So how do you think he would feel if he saw his other brother stating, yeah, but after 13th arrest, no convictions and wins. But after 13th arrest, who are you? What position in this life do you have that gives you the same level of discretion that God has? By that I mean judging people. Like, who lied to you and told you, hey, I am Fern Contreras and I have the ability to judge people because I'm like God? Who lied to you? Who lied to you? You're just like your other brother that you came over here and lied for. Both of you have never done anything in your lives ever to even rise even close to the level of telling other people to be accountable. How would you like it if people said, you know what, the people that made allegations against you, sir, right? They want you to be accountable for what they are accusing you of. You see, sir, it's never going to go your way when you come over here. Never. And at this point, you know, I was having mercy with you simply because you are what's his name and what's his name. I love your other two brothers. They're amazing, right? Because of them, I was having mercy with you. Yeah. And he says, who are you? I'm a school teacher. You're a school teacher who has the most atrocious punctuation I have ever seen in my life. I don't think I've ever known a school teacher that makes comments on the internet and uses absolutely no punctuation. Also, you must teach the Constitution, or that's one of the basic things, right? If you became a teacher, then you got your bachelor's degree in something, right? And I'm sure you took U.S. government, right? The basics of U.S. government, sir, right? Ask your brother, right? Because he goes by the Constitution. He defends people who are arrested 1,000,000 times, right? Innocent until proven guilty. People who are innocent until proven guilty do not have any obligation to be accountable for a fucking thing. None at all. At all. I'm concerned that you're a school teacher. I really am. He's Jaime's brother. He's Jaime's brother. You would never see the other two brothers do this to me. Ever. Never. It's just these two. And you should see this guy in my comment, in my inbox over and over again. Hi, I'm sorry if I offended you. And here he is offending me again. Hi, I'm sorry this and this. But him and his other brother, not the two that, you know, I love dearly, but him and his other brother, they're one of those.
I don't think she loves anyone dearly.
That are like, yeah, I'm all for you. But when they feel, unreasonably, when they assume that the hate is stronger, right? The hate is stronger. Sir, I don't care if you teach social studies. I don't care if you teach literature. I don't care what the fuck you teach. You don't use punctuation. Also, you're here acting like a complete idiot, a moron. Also, you're here acting as if the Constitution doesn't matter, and you're being misogynistic and entitled by thinking that that you have the ability to assign anybody the obligation to be accountable to anything.
Yeah, so I see a lot of comments there like, I can't believe she's a nurse, or how is she a LVN speaking like this? And I remember, and it was recent that I left the airline industry, but when I worked for United, and it was American Airlines, it was the same thing. They would tell us your conduct away from work when you're not on the clock is still important to us. You are still an employee of, United. You're still an employee of American Airlines. So conduct yourself as if you're wearing your uniform all the time. And they did have strict, social media policies and things like that. They're a little relaxed now because people like to take pictures and show off, that they're working with airplanes and stuff like that. So they go after things cautiously. But if I have an employee, I'm going to tell them, I know in your off time, you can do whatever you want, but not that. If you talk like that, then yeah, I'm not interested in having you as an employee. And she says she can do whatever she wants. Now, she is a contracted employee. She's a 1099. So she's not on a payroll. So I suppose that gives her a little freedom, and that kind of, disables a certain responsibility that she might have since she is a 1099 contract employee. But let me know what you think in the comments.
Your credentials, you have stated more here. You have revealed more about yourself than your credentials could ever make up for. You've already discredited yourself. You're not stating facts. You're not stating facts. It is not a fact that people that are arrested 1, 2, 3, 4, 30, 50, 100 times with no convictions must be held accountable. That is not a fact. That is your opinion. Okay? You have stated nothing but opinions here. And I'm even dealing with you because I know that there's people watching and they are so close to trying to come over here and do something very similar to what you're doing here. And I just want to let them know what they're in for. I never said you offended me. You'd have to be a strong man to be able to even offend me. It's you. It's you. You could never offend me. You're just annoying. You could never offend me. Nobody can, but least of all you, So, you did not offend me. But I mentioned that you said, I'm sorry if I offended you, because that is what you said in your private messages to me. Lambiscon. Okay? All right? Anyway, let's go ahead and put him in timeout. Because
Let's put him in timeout because he's a little kid. Let me go put him in a corner.
yeah, no, he's just no. You're not it, sir. All right, go ahead then. Thank you. Anyway,
Hey,
So I
Stephanie.
just want to remind y'all, so when the hate pages are talking about, you know, food stamp fraud and this and that, let me get rid of this guy too. And then they get mad. Yes, exactly. Then they get mad. They get offended when they come over here. Like when the women, there was 2 of them that were like, why is your face so sweaty? First of all, I'm a mammal. And if it was sweat, I'm a mammal. Mammals sweat. One of them was like, does your aircon not work? Well, first of all, if it didn't work,
Why do you sweat so much? Because I'm a mammal. I mean, it's true, but it's fucking funny.
what do any of these questions have anything to do with anything? Right? But if my aircon did not work, and I was sweating, is that something bad? But no, every time I wear highlighter and it doesn't look bad, they're always like, why are you sweating? And we all know what they're trying to do. And we all know what it is about me in that moment that bothers them. It's not that I look sweaty. It's that they don't want people to see me in the way they actually see me. I don't want anybody else to think that she looks kind of pretty with whatever she has on her face. So if I see it, I don't want other people to see it. I've been having to deal with that shit my entire life. I love you, Mandy. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Yeah. So yes, in the food stamp fraud case, no, not one witness showed up. Nobody.
Again, the 3rd time. Do you think she's trying to convince people of something? Well, then I will too. They were told not to go because they didn't have to go because a deal has been made. She pled out, make a deal. So there's no need for witnesses. That's why. And she's going to want to make everyone believe, oh, they were afraid to go, or they didn't show up, or I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe it was an earthquake or a hurricane or something. They didn't show up. But they were told not to. There's no need. Thank you very much.
And once again, they gave a list of like 20 or 30, and I think of witnesses, and I think that the reason that they do that is to intimidate my lawyers, right? But no one ever shows up for their hearings. The only ones that have ever shown up are the 2 corrupt officers that planted evidence in my car. That's the best they got. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Miss Carrie. How are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And I'm about to say why I'm making this video. Let's see, what else was I going to say?
Just make something up.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, they're juvenile, but some of them are smarter than they lead on. And like I said, I'll always believe that some of those that are on the hate pages, the most vicious ones, had a lot to do with my face being beaten, but they were protected by the district attorney because the district attorney refused, to request certain information. That's also legislation that needs to be changed, right? In Texas, I don't think that, and I don't think it should.
Yeah, legislation has to be changed so that it doesn't affect her. That's the only reason why legislation has to be changed.
Be like that anywhere. I don't think that a person being prosecuted who suddenly becomes a victim, it is unfair to that victim for the seeking of their justice to be in the hands of the people that are prosecuting them. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Not at all. Right? But these people took full advantage of the fact that there's no legislation that covers things like that. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for all of your support and your kindness and everything. I posted my last reel to show that whatever it is, good.
Okay, so actual personal witnesses to her food stamp fraud. I'll just say you can count on one hand. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you the exact amount. You can count on one hand. If there were many, many more, they were probably from the agencies themselves. And every witness was a credible witness. There were no crackheads. They were not paid to do it. Everyone was credible in some shape or form.
Good or bad in my life, it's a blessing. I have to be thankful for all of that.
50 witnesses, like she's freaking Jeffrey Epstein or something, where there's going to be, hundreds of witnesses or whatever. It's like, I'm telling you, she gets off on this being a victim thing. She does.
I have to be thankful for everything that has ever happened to me. Because when I reach the destiny that I'm going to reach, what is my destiny, what the universe has in store for me, and it's something that's probably going to piss off the haters, and it's something that's going to make you all good people very happy for me, right? When I finally reach that point in my life, I would not have been able to reach that had it not been for all of what happened to me. All of what happened to me was part of my journey, whether it was positive or negative. It had to happen. It had to happen. Right? Okay, so for all the people that are, wondering or whatever, every place of business knows about every single arrest that has ever happened before, that has happened, and they will know about every arrest that will come. Just so you know. And I thank all of my employers that understand that if the Board of Nursing does not have an issue with anything like that, that they don't either. Yeah. And I thank the Board of Nursing.
And that's messed up. That is a horrible thing to say. You know what? Even if it's true. If the Board of Nursing doesn't care, as an employer, I'd be like, why doesn't the Board of Nursing care? That's what I want to know. Who would not care? Like, what? There are complaints? What are they? Yeah, I want to know. I would want to know if I was an employer.
For the innocent until proven guilty. And there's lawyers that work at the Board of Nursing that also have their own ethical standards that they must maintain. And they're there to make sure that the Board of Nursing follows those ethical standards as well. All right. So for anybody that thinks that they can, do whatever to, affect my employment or anything like that, do it. There's nothing novel. There's nothing new. And also, I caution you because my employers are not in Willacy County. If they were, I'd never be stupid enough to work there. But if they were, then perhaps you'd have a chance, right? No, thank God that my employers work. My employers are in Hidalgo and Cameron County, and Luis Saenz, the district attorney in Cameron County, right?
Well, that confirms that she's a contract employee. That's for sure.
And Mr. Palacios, the district attorney in Hidalgo County, and their ADAs, their assistant district attorneys, their assistant prosecutors, they know what harassment is. To the people that know who I'm talking to, I don't even have to say your names. And I will pursue those charges. Absolutely. You're trying to affect my life, right? I'll pursue those charges. Okay?
I will say this, and I know that goes on a lot down here. A lot of doxing, trying to get people fired. It's happened. It's happened between people that are feuding on these social media pages, groups down here in the valley. I don't know if it happens in other cities, states, or whatever. It probably does, but that's rampant down here, and that is the one thing that I won't do. Is I would never go after somebody's job, try to get her fired. Got no interest in that. I got no interest in that. I can't speak for other people. I mean, it's scary that someone who has this kind of temperament, I would not want her to handle my loved one, anybody in my family. Not even come into my house. Don't even park in my driveway. It's no way. That's a hard no. Period. But I won't try to get them fired unless there was something personally done to me or my family. Well, then that's a different story.
Just so that you know. Just so that you know. All right? I don't know why people assume that the government and the police and the law enforcement in Hidalgo and Cameron County function the same as Willacy County. The officers have gotten better, and even the chief of police has gotten better. I give credit where credit is due. But Luis Saenz and Mr. Palacios, those are of a different pedigree than Annette Hinojosa.
Okay, this comment is probably true. She's trying to mind F people to discourage people from calling the board of nursing because she knows it will look into complaints and it could affect her employment. It's a mind F. Yeah, and it's like reverse psychology. That's exactly what she's doing here. Oh, the board of nursing don't care. Pfft, they don't care. So people are supposed to go, oh, well, if they don't care, I'm not going to call. That's exactly what that little act is. It is.
She is like, so we think that lawyers are one of the best of society. Well, she's the worst of the best. Yeah. The biggest proof in that is, how could you continue to prosecute Vanessa Tijerina in a case that was very serious, caused her a lot of damage, and in which you knew you had an ethical duty to drop, not just by your lawyer standards, but by your special prosecutorial duties and by being an officer of the court. It probably won't stop, and there'll probably be another arrest and another arrest, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to have to deal with it. I mean, I don't know. It's also because these people have never had to deal with the 1983 color of law case. They've never. I don't think I've ever seen them have to go through that. I don't think nobody that they've ever harmed has ever pushed it that far. They're just relieved that they got out of it, right? But the thing is, I have autism and I have ADHD. And I'm...
The way she does that. I have autism. that little giggle, which tells you exactly. I have autism. They believe that stupid lie. That's exactly. The hell out of here, man.
I'm smart. And I'm innocent. Right? And have a lot of haters. And yeah, yes, no. If I fight for the right thing in other ways, I'm going to fight for the right thing when it has to do with me. I am my most important project in this human experience. You all watching me, each of you, are the most important project in your lives. No one else is more important than you. No one else. You cannot take care of the people that you love the most unless you make sure that you are in your best in every way. That's why you are the most important one. And the people that you love are the most important project in their human experience as well. Right? And one more time, if there is a if this is all a simulation, I know that I am making whoever is in charge of me in this simulation, I know I'm making you proud as hell. I know I am. I know I am. And I don't know if you are ancestors or ancient beings or spirit or God or Jesus or a mixture of everything. I don't care, universe, whatever you want to call it. I know y'all are on my side, and I know you all, were it not for you all putting me through all this, you know what my destiny is. They know what my destiny is. Right? There is not a human on.
Hence the tinfoil hat. Get it? Get it? Get it? You got it. There's not a human being on this planet what?
That rises to the level of any of the things that I just stated that will ever make me believe anything negative about myself, nor will they ever intimidate me in any way. Right? Whatever's controlling me in this simulation, if we're being controlled, would not want me to fall into that trap. No. What they want to see me do is go through something, and they want to see how fast I can come back from that. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what I have to say. All right. I got to go. I have to get on with my day. And you all be well and be safe. And yeah, I'm going to keep surviving.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Mm-hmm. If there's another arrest, there's another arrest. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it.
Oh, for you.
There's another mugshot. There's another mugshot. I will deal with it. I will deal with it. If I have to be in jail for a couple of days, I have to be in jail for a couple of days. I will deal with it.
No need to repeat it.
Yes, bitch, I heard you. I'm pretending like I didn't.
But we heard you. And isn't that weird to have that kind of, I don't know, man. She calls it confidence. I call it something else. I think it's just an act. It's an act.
I will deal with it. Just like I have 13 times. Okay? My goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness and your positive energy. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you, 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 thank you.
So many thank yous. That's one of my favorites. It is. It really is. So, time for some din din. I got to eat something I haven't eaten since or way earlier today. I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't know what's good for a Sunday evening. Sometimes I eat, when you eat, it's like, well, what day is it? It's like it feels like a certain kind of meal or something. Like sometimes it feels like eat at home, make something. Sometimes it feels like, fast food, maybe. Like, hey, I don't have McDonald's often. Fast food, man, I don't know. Fast food isn't so fast anymore. Last couple times, McDonald's and Whataburger. You go up, you order. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes before you get to the order window because there's such a long line. And then when you get there, okay, can you park over there? Park at number 3, and we'll bring your food out. And then all because I said no cheese or no pickles. Went to Whataburger. Their B.O.B., breakfast on a bun. It's really good. Sausage or bacon? Sausage, but you don't want to put bacon on it. Okay. Waiting in line. I go to pay. Okay, can you park over there on number 2 and we'll bring it out in a few minutes? Like, all because I added bacon. McDonald's, you order a quarter pounder, no cheese. Everybody loses their minds. And I remember this as a kid, going to McDonald's. This was back when they had the brown uniform. It was brown with white. Do you remember that? A long time ago when I was a little kid. And they told her that I didn't like pickles. So they ordered me the 2 little hamburgers, no pickles. And here comes the little ordering pad, a special order. And she's, okay, no pick. Tear it off, take it to the back. Like, why does it have to be like that? Why does, especially Whataburger that makes stuff to order, usually the food there is made to order. But fast food isn't so fast anymore. There's some stuff I won't eat, like Subway. I won't eat that anymore. Taco Bell, the food is crap. Like, literally. But I guess every once in a while I have a taste for crap. Every once in a while you got to have a Taco Bell. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, small pet peeve. I'm gonna find some food or something, and then I'm gonna say 9:30-ish. Give me a follow. Check the notification little thingy, the 3 dots on Facebook or the little bell on YouTube. And you'll get notified when I'm going on. I'm going to call it around 9:30, so 2 hours from now. Keep that in mind, and we'll do the video that she just did a few minutes ago. All right, guys. See you in a little bit. Bye.